Back in the days, bandits and thieves wielded masks and ransom notes to steal people's hard-earned money. But as times changed, old-school crime methods have evolved and criminals adapted to more sophisticated methods to carry out frauds and financial crimes. Just as many of our financial transactions and banking activities have moved online, so have the more cultured forms of theft. When it comes to financial crime, the dark web, the encrypted, underground network of websites that exists beneath the surface web, is a veritable playground for fraudsters and has become a pressing issue for governments worldwide. People use surface web, which represent a mere 10% of the entire internet users, for their online activities and access the web pages indexed by search engines. But there's this dark part of the web that criminals are rampantly using to launder their dirty money. The dark web refers to websites that users cannot access via regular browsers. The user's location and internet activities are hidden on the dark web, and authorities cannot scrutinize them. So, when authorities or agencies conduct network analysis or traffic analysis, the users cannot be identified. The content accessed on the dark web is hidden and casual users cannot access it. Here's what you need to know about the role of the dark web in financial crime. What actually is the dark web? We are all aware that internet consists of several layers. The surface web is indexed by Google, and it can be accessed by anyone with an internet connection. The deep web is not indexed by Google, and it requires special software or credentials to access. For instance, when someone signs into their bank account portal or their email account, they are accessing a part of the deep web, and in fact, most of the internet exists in this layer. The dark web is a subsection of the deep web and can only be accessed through the Tor browser, which was created by the U.S. Naval Research Lab in 1995, and it routes traffic through multiple nodes with encryption at every layer, similar to an onion. While some people use the dark web for legitimate reasons such as political dissidence or private communication, but due to its anonymity it has always been heavily used by cyber criminals and fraudsters. What types of financial crimes happen on the dark web? Criminals use the dark web platform to not only buy and sell credit card numbers, login credentials, and bank account numbers, as well as full identity packs for identity theft and addresses, driver's license numbers, full legal names, social security numbers, as well as banned substances, firearms, and drugs. Surprisingly, they also sell cybercrime as a service, which can include the tools to commit cybercrimes or hacker services. Criminals operating on the dark web are compensated with virtual currency that make it even easier for criminals to launder money. Virtual currency is not legalized in most countries. There are many challenges that authorities have to face in identifying money laundering cases with virtual currencies. It makes it difficult for monitoring agencies to track the users and their online activities. How do criminals access information on the dark web? There are search engines on the dark web, but they tend to provide results that are repetitive, irrelevant, or lead to timed-out connections and errors. To effectively find information to commit financial crimes on the dark web, these sites are usually invite-only, and they often only allow admission to people from certain parts of the world or with the right political alignment. What types of criminal sites are on the dark web? The dark web has two types of sites for criminals: forums and marketplaces. Like their e-commerce counterparts on the surface web, marketplaces connect buyers and sellers, and they may also include a partner forum. On these sites, criminals tend to discuss their tactics and techniques. What happens to stolen data on the dark web? Stolen data is sold and resold multiple times on the dark web during its life cycle. However, the right combination of strategies, techniques, and tools can guide your efforts and enhance your cybersecurity resiliency. Financial institutions need to use a multi-pronged approach to protect themselves against cyber threats, and in addition to investing in fraud detection solutions and anti-fraud training for their employees, they also need to work with fraud prevention and detection provider who monitors the dark web to learn about new and emerging threats.